Hello everyone, welcome to a fantastic weekly Wednesday rambling of today, which is Wednesday. So I thought I would first start off by addressing the recurring theme in this week's vlog so far, that being the length of mine and Steven's from last week. And let me start off by saying, I tried very hard to get that thing under 10 minutes. I failed, I know, but I tried very hard. Secondly, on that, let me lower my light a little bit. Secondly on that, I know, at least for Adam and Steven, although that doesn't really apply because Steven's was also very long, I know you guys are really big in the whole Vlog Brothers thing, and the only, vlogging experience that I've, watched, per se, the only vlogs that I've watched are the Dexterity Bonus Coffee Time vlogs, which typically run about 8 to 10 minutes. Which is sort of what I do. Like, that's my block of time. Mine are usually about 8 minutes. Last week, for some reason, went to 10. I don't know why. But yeah. So, I don't know. I'm going to try to make this one not quite as long. I don't know if I'll succeed, but we have that running for us. So, this week so far has been the week of midterms, which I know it's like, oh, midterms, yay, fun. But yeah, I had an astronomy midterm. Nigel just came online. I might talk to him later. But I digress. My astronomy midterm was yesterday. It was difficult. It was definitely more difficult than the previous one, which I did really well on. So I don't know how that's going to go. I'm supposed to leave to go to a quote-unquote star party soon for astronomy. They're taking a bunch of telescopes out to Memorial Glade, and we were going to look at the stars. But a huge fog bank has come in. I cannot see the sky. That makes it very difficult to look at stars, so I'm not entirely sure what we're going to do. But also, today, midterms-wise, I had another CS midterm. If you'll remember the last one, the average was 5 out of 17, so the reputation for it being a very difficult midterm was there. And I think it was easier than the last one. There were a lot more theoretic questions as opposed to writing code, like we're dealing with search structures and data structures and all sorts of nonsense like that. And the ever-present crazy bonus question was this time, what is the size of a field with at least 114 elements? Which I'm not entirely sure. I'm pretty sure there's some sort of math explanation for that. Some sort of theoretic math thing that I'm not aware of. But my answer was I saw 114 elements and immediately went to the periodic table. So my answer was around the size of the back of a chem textbook, because that's where the periodic table usually is. I'm sure it's wrong. If it's right, I'm gonna have a serious talk with whoever decided that logic was not a thing anymore in my CS class. But yeah, this past weekend I was not in Berkeley. I hesitate to say I was in Fresno because I wasn't in Fresno for as long as I normally am for the weekend. I went back to Fresno on Friday, then on Saturday I went down to Long Beach to watch the last of the Clovis West marching band competitions. The last one of my brothers ever, which was a super exciting thing for me to be there for. It was super fun. They placed second, 1 point ahead of Saratoga, who we've sort of been butting heads with the whole season. They were doing a season's show as well. And 3 points behind Ayala, who are going to Grand Nationals. And yeah, it was loads of fun. There's not enough that could be said about how much fun I had down there. Then I got back on Sunday and hung out with the guys, meaning Adam and Caleb and Steven. We all hung out at my house on Sunday night. And then I came back here on Monday. So, how's my weekend in a nutshell? I mean, I tried doing homework like most of the time. Any free time that I had, I was pretty much working, which meant that I was trying to do homework on the interstate while my parents were driving. I'm sitting in the back with my laptop curled up, like trying to do vocab memorization for Japanese. My handwriting was really bad. It was an atrocious little moment where the whole car is shaking back and forth and I'm frantically trying to write something in my notebook. Yeah, that wasn't fun. I did get a lot of work done though doing that, as awful as it was. I honestly don't think there's that much else for me to talk about this week. I mean, there's not like a huge comprehensive question of the week this time. Oh, yeah, now I remember. One last thing I was gonna mention, something funny on my astrophysics midterm yesterday. The all of our questions have their little like titles because they're huge multi-part questions. So each section of question parts gets like its own title. And the last question was titled, "Where's Bruce Willis when you need him?" The question depicted an asteroid, the orbit of an asteroid that would intercept the orbit of Earth and cause a collision that would destroy the planet. And we were given the orbit and like the density and the size of this asteroid, and we had to determine how fast it was going to be going when it hit Earth, and how big of a nuclear fusion bomb we would have to detonate in order to stop this asteroid. I don't think I've ever had to do a question quite like that before. Sort of the fun of physics at this point. But yeah, that is actually all of it, and by my timer I am almost at 7 minutes. So that is significantly less than mine from last week, and even more significantly less than Steven's from last week. And a bit of a heads up, if I ever start to do like 10-minute plus vlogs, it won't be intentional, but if I ever get one out like that, I will probably put in the annotation little timestamps that'll take you to different sections of the vlog. That way you don't have to actually sit through the whole thing, and you just kind of hit bits and pieces of it as you wish and choose. So yeah, that is all for me this week. I will talk to you all next week on Wednesday, and see you later.